It is Sunday morning. We've had rain for the last 2 days. It is very wet outside. So we're going to stay in the kitchen and prepare some easy meals on a budget. My husband showed me a video the other day, and I'm going to make a viral crock-pot meal called Pigs in the Cornfield. We're ready to make our pigs in the cornfield. First, we're going to spray the crock-pot. There we go, the bottom, because we're putting the corn in, which I've already washed and cut it in half. It's going to take 4 ears. Half ears, we're using half ears of corn because we need everything to be able to fit in here because it's a smaller crock pot. We have 2 pork chops that have been washed here. These are what we're going to be using. But right now we need to cut some potatoes. That's the next step. We are using store-bought red potatoes. I washed these. Now I'm just going to chop them up behind the scenes. You can put as many as you can in the middle, and then you can layer some on top. Slice some onion. And then you simply place the pork chops over the entire meal. And make your mushroom soup gravy. Add milk to cream of mushroom soup and whisk away. My husband insisted that I use Lowry's seasoning salt. I'm just going to add a little tiny bit. That's it. Pour the mushroom soup mix evenly over the top of the pork chops. Okay, there we go. So that took a whole can of mushroom soup, 10.5 ounces. Altogether, this takes 21 ounces if you're making the full recipe. And we're only using 2 pork chops for this. You cook it on low, 5 to 6 hours. It's done, so let's take a look at it. This looks the same as it did. The pork chops are on top, but they're finally done. Everything's done. So I'm going to take it out of here, everything out of here. We're going to plate it and see what it looks like. Look at this meal. It's a full meal, and it turned out great. The gravy turned out thinner than I expected, which is good for a summer meal. We are really stretching the budget with this large package of pork chops that we purchased recently from Walmart. We had a total of 8. Now, in this crock pot, we have 4 pork chops cooking in some beef broth. And we're going to be adding cabbage to that, about 1/3 of this cabbage, the last 50 minutes of the cooking time. We also have 2 of those pork chops we're keeping in the freezer for another time. So we really stretched the budget with that large package of meat. And look at that. We've got a beef broth liquid in there. And these will be done within an hour. Beautiful cabbage here from the garden. We're going to cut wedges, small wedges, and put it in the crock pot along with the pork chops that are cooking. Let's push them down a little bit. If for some reason you get delayed, this will help the pork chops stay moist so they won't get too tough. All right, see you in 50 minutes. Just a little bit of Lowry's. That broth is delicious, and it will make a nice soup for another time. I'm just kind of stirring the Lowry's around a little bit. But it's very tender. Oh, look at that. And there's a lot of juice. I might make some kind of soup with all that juice. Maybe wonton soup or something with little pieces of pork. That's an idea I just came up with, by the way. Let's plate this and see how it looks on a kind of like a family style platter. We're not done yet. I'm going to make a dessert. Oh, cornbread salad and a dessert. And here's the cornbread salad I made. And I've made this before on my channel numerous times. But I will link the recipe in the description of this video. If you have leftover cornbread, shredded cheese and veggies, black beans, pinto beans, any kind of beans, and condiments like sour cream, mayonnaise, and ranch dressing, along with a few seasonings, spices, and or fresh herbs, then you can easily make this delicious cornbread salad, which is sure to be a crowd pleaser, and my husband insists I make this once or twice a month. We are making a small rhubarb crisp, and I just mixed some rhubarb that I thawed out from the freezer, and I strained it thoroughly to make sure it didn't have too much liquid. And I just mixed it with sugar, cornstarch, and cinnamon. Very easy recipe. And now I'm going to do oatmeal crumble on top. And I'm cutting in the butter with the oats and the sugar. And we spread the topping over the rhubarb. If you have a smaller, deeper pan, if this will work out better. This was pretty wide and shallow because I'm making just 1/3 of a recipe, but I didn't have a smaller pan for this. And we'll bake it in an oven preheated at 400 Fahrenheit for 35 minutes. We want that topping to get very brown and crispy. And the Rhubarb Crisp is ready, and it can be served as a dessert after dinner, or it can be served with dinner as a side dish also, because pork marries very well with rhubarb and other fruits. Speaking of fruit, we are going to make lemonade. I bought this bag of lemons a few weeks ago, and we never got around to making lemonade that we were supposed to make for the 4th of July. Something came up, but we have a squeezer. It's a brand new squeezer. And this is my first time making lemonade. There's a first time for everything, and it sounds very easy according to all recipes. Old-fashioned lemonade recipe online. I washed the lemons. I rinsed them off because we're going to be squeezing them. We want them to be clean. Oh, this is so easy. I think this is going to be very easy. I'm really looking forward to it. That was my first thought. You know, if I just squeezed them by hand, if I didn't purchase one of these, the seeds would go into the pitcher. Oh my goodness. Can you see it? Isn't that cool? I'm going to squeeze as much juice as I can from this lemon. Then continue squeezing lemons till we get 1 cup of lemon juice. A fun summer activity. Wow. And this is going to be so refreshing. Really looking forward to it. It's probably cheaper to buy cheap lemonade at the store. But you know what? This is fun and this is fresh and healthier this way. You can control how much sugar you put into it also. We have exactly 1 cup. Guess what? And we have 2 halves left. That's a whole lemon there. Plus we have this lemon. I had 7 total, so it only took 5 lemons to make a cup of lemon juice. We have 6 cups of cold water in this pitcher. We have our cup of lemon juice, and it calls for a cup of sugar. I'm only using 2/3 of a cup of sugar. Add the lemon juice to the pitcher of water and the sugar. Oh, I'm so excited. This is so easy. Garnishing a glass of lemonade with a lemon slice is perfectly ideal. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see it? All right, let's give this a taste test. Oh my goodness, it's so fresh and delicious. That's how you make lemonade. It's very easy. Just try to get a good deal on the bag of lemons. I purchased mine from Walmart last month. I think I got a pretty good deal. I only used 5 lemons out of 7, so that's not bad. We still have 2 lemons left. And it's 92 degrees outside, so this lemonade is very refreshing on a hot day. We're going to do a snack board, very healthy snack board, but there is a dip that I'm going to make. I'm real excited about because it requires cucumbers. We're going to use cucumbers from the garden. Now we are making Greek cucumber dip, Tzatziki sauce. I hope I pronounced it right. We're going to be using very fresh ingredients from the garden, and everything here, everything is healthy, and you need some salt in your diet. And by the way, you can skip the pepper. It will not marry well with this dip. Everything is healthy here. This is the healthiest dip that I'm aware of. A spinach dip might be healthier, but this is extremely healthy and a garden to table appetizer because we have the cucumbers that came from the garden, the garlic came from the garden, the dill, and the lemon balm, which is a mint, and it is optional, an optional ingredient. And then we have olive oil, which this is a Greek specialty. So olive oil beats avocado oil in this case. That's why I selected it. And our non-fat Greek yogurt, which I've already measured out right here, which is 1.5 cups. And I will link the recipe in the description of this video. I'm really excited about this. I prepared the flavorings, the herbs. You can chop the herbs or cut them finely with scissors, which is what I did. Like mince and smash the garlic to extract that good garlicky flavor. And then we have our lemon juice that I squeezed from a fresh lemon, and then a little salt. So these are the flavorings that are going to go into the yogurt and cucumbers. We're going to mix everything together and develop some really good flavors that are super healthy. We also pre-measured the olive oil. So we are very well prepped to make this tzatziki dip. Or if I didn't pronounce that right, Greek cucumber dip. All right, we have our cucumbers. We're going to start the grating process into a larger bowl, which will catch all of the cucumber, the shredded cucumber, without a problem. It will make the dip in this larger bowl, and we'll probably convert it over to a smaller bowl. We'll see how much it makes after everything's put together, because the cucumber will add value to the dip. So we're going to start the shredding process. We need a little bit more. We have 1.5 cups, and I'm going to go ahead and use this cucumber. If it goes over a cup, we're going to use it. It's good for us. Cucumber's good for us, and very refreshing for the summer. This is exciting. We have exactly 2 cups of cucumbers, so my estimation was correct. And look, we have 2 cucumbers left. I think we started with 5 or 6 cucumbers, so that's not bad. And there's some more growing out in the garden. Great. I have a double set of paper towels here, and I'm going to squeeze the cucumber. We got cucumber juice now, which you can drink if you like. I'm going to put it out in the garden, and I'm serious about that. I'm going to water, in a watering can, I'm going to water my cucumbers with it, my cucumber roots. I only have 3 cucumber plants. All right. If you're using cheap paper towels, it may not work. It may tear and come apart. It's probably best to use a higher quality paper towel. I buy these paper towels from Walmart, and they are great. They are great. You can watch one of my videos if you like on grocery shopping. Walmart grocery haul, and you can see what kind of paper towels. Great value brand. Let's go ahead and add the yogurt and just mix everything together then. It's great to prep ahead. It saves you a lot of time later on. Especially if you have a party. Prep ahead the day before on some of these items. It's a good idea. The herbs, the garlic, lemon juice, and olive oil. Oh my goodness, yum. That olive oil looks good. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Let's mix it all together. There we go. And I'm going to garnish this and put out some chips and veggies. Our Greek cucumber dip, tzatziki dip, I guess you pronounce it, and our snack board, which is great to put out on a Sunday evening, for example, which is what we're going to do because we've already eaten our Sunday meal with the pigs in the cornfield. So this will be a nice light summer meal
to snack on towards the evening when we're watching my husband's favorite, 60 Minutes. And hopefully we'll catch some other wholesome shows like the Waltons later on streaming. But this is a wonderful looking snack board here with, we have zucchini from the garden, and we have lots of fresh veggies from the garden in our Greek cucumber dip. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you on the next one.